Hey everybody, you've reached Elizabeth and Joanne with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul, your home for all things twin flame energy. And why do I say energy at the end of that? Because this channel, which is different from all other twin flame channels, seriously, it is different because in this channel, we will discuss the energy you need to not only get to, stay in, maintain, to get to the place in your twin flame connection, in your twin flame journey, that not only brings your person in, but allows them to remain, stay, and be in union with them. So when we talk energy, because that's all this connection is, we're literally giving you a roadmap on how to reconnect in the physical with your person, with your soul. So welcome to our channel. Make sure you hit subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. We have multiple ways on how to help you in your journey. Go ahead and read the description to see ways we can help you, because that is what we have dedicated ourselves to. Joanne and I are both in permanent relating experiences with our twin flames. We have been through the separation, through the dark night, and now we've balanced for years, and we have dedicated ourselves to teaching other beautiful souls how to balance their energy so they can be in this same spot as well. It is balancing energy. That's all it is. So stay tuned. We have an amazing topic for you guys. And actually, this was inspired by a call we've had recently, and we really wanted to dig deep in it. And the question was sort of like, am I really in this twin flame journey? And how do I really navigate my twin flame? And it was all about their twin flame and the label of the twin flame journey. And I sort of want to start there because it almost becomes detrimental to your ascension, to your actual reuniting with your soul when you're focusing on the label of a twin flame journey. And this beautiful soul that we talked to was sort of like, well, how do I really know that we're one soul in two bodies? And we want to share all of this with you guys. Ultimately, it's irrelevant. When you're focusing on the semantics of we are one soul in two bodies, the mind gets lost in almost the romanticized version of what this connection is. This connection is a spiritual awakening. Your soul has been awakened through your soul, through your twin flame, in order to reach higher states of consciousness. Now, what happens to so many people, and this is why the journey is so hard, the mind gets looping in the energy of yourself, which is attributed to your person. And then it's like your ascension stagnates, and all that the mind can focus on is the addictive energy that is ignited by your twin flame. So we're here showing you, guiding you, and teaching you how the energy of this connection really works, and why when you start bringing the energy back to you, focusing on you, why it becomes so easy to magnetize your twin flame back to you. So Joanne, let's go ahead and get started, love. Go ahead.
So the biggest thing with this journey is the part of you that wants to figure it out, the part of you that wants to have a label. Is this my twin flame? Well, if this isn't my twin flame, then I'm wasting my time and they should just move on. I should move on and get on with my life. That very question that's trying to solve, is this my twin flame, is automatically in that energy of figuring out what you already know. Because if you can move on and get over them, you already would have gone over them. And so instead of trying to figure out, is this my twin flame? Am I in union now? You're not looking at where your energy is at. And so we had a call yesterday where this beautiful soul was actually balancing. She was doing balancing work. Her energy was balanced. She was in soul. She knows what it means to be in soul. Yet she was so much in mind regarding her person. So much expectations and preferences with her person. And when we would try to guide her into, that's an expectation, then she would go back into that soulmate template of, well, why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I see more of them? Why can't they do these things for me that most people can do? And so that's when we have to go back into, this is an energetic connection. It doesn't matter what you label it. It's just what it is. This person in this other body, whether the mind likes it or not, is interacting with you based on your energy. It doesn't matter what the mind thinks and then trying to solve and figure it out. It's soul. It's soul that is. And that's what draws them in. And this beautiful soul was explaining to us how the person keeps coming in when they surrender. That's like textbook twin flames, right? Okay, so you let them go, you release them, you try to move on with your life and try to keep focusing on you. Bam, your person's there. Your person's never going to contact you when you're crying on the floor and with tears and needing them, right? They're there when you are balanced, you're aligned with soul, and you're really choosing you and making this journey about you. So when Elizabeth said, let go of the labels, let go of trying to figure it out, start owning your energy and your own energy alone.
This is why I was saying let go of the labels, because when you're focused on the label, think about this. I want you guys to feel this. Focusing on the labels of your twin flame is actually putting all of the attention and focus on the physical aspect of your person. It is putting the focus on your person and not your ascension. You're taking the spotlight off of you and your spiritual growth, and you're making it about your person. And all that does is push. It actually is the opposite of the energy you want to be in if you want to magnetize them back in. So always focusing, what is my person doing? Why are they doing this? Instead of really bringing it back and honing in on you. So Joanne, you and I often in calls will say, who cares? It's irrelevant. You guys all hear us say that all the time. Who cares? It's irrelevant. And why do we say that? Because we say that when the focus is not on you. When you are focusing or trying to figure out what your person is doing, you have now shifted your intention onto them. And as a byproduct, you're now pushing. They are going to be pulling in response. And this beautiful soul kept saying, well, I don't tell him that I feel this way. And we want to say, it doesn't matter what you say with words. That's soulmate. That is soulmate. What matters is where your energy is at all times. So even if you're not saying, I need you to do this, or I want you to do this, or why haven't you done this? If you are thinking about it and you're sitting and you are identifying as that energy, you're pushing, whether you've said it to them or not. Balancing is checking in on where your energy is at all times, not on what you say or do, because your person is not listening to what you're saying and doing, even though they are feeling you. This is what makes this connection so different than a soulmate. In a soulmate relationship, you could say or do whatever. You can say or do whatever because it is based on the emotions. It is based on what you're saying and doing. Whereas your person, a word doesn't need to be spoken and they could be magnetized, or they can start pulling, whether a word is uttered or not.
It's as simple as energy. And so when you're thinking, not saying out loud, you know what? We've been doing this for a while, and he's never once asked me to meet his friends. He's never once introduced me to his family. He's never once asked me out on a date on his own. He just texts me, but he doesn't want to see me. He only wants to talk and not want to see me. He only wants to go on dates. He only wants to see me sometimes, but why hasn't he asked me to move in, right? There's all these what ifs and all focus on what he should be doing versus this present moment. And so even though you're saying all of this in your head, what you're doing actually is you're sending all that energetic push towards your person. And they're only going to be able to be with you in that arm's length of what you're sending out. And so to any soulmate connection, great job not saying that out loud, my love. That's awesome. That your soulmate did not find out. Your twin flame, you cannot play poker face with the energy. It doesn't work. Whatever you're feeling, right? If there's even a part of you that's like, you know what? I'm super jealous because every single time I talk to him, he can hang out with our friends and he's in town and he doesn't message me. Why is that? Well, okay, so every time he's in town, you're sending addictive energy out to him where he can't even think of you. And yes, he could see your friends because they're other souls. But we don't look at the energy the way I just explained it, right? We're looking at the 3D, and instead of feeling, knowing that 5D energy. So, how do we explain this to someone who just is starting out? I'm in this twin flame journey. I've been doing all this tarot and healing work, and I found your channel, Joe. What do you mean energy? Well, the very example we're sharing with you with energy is your soul energy, my love. And why is this relevant? Well, your twin flame is your soul. They are the closest thing to you other than you. They're the closest thing to you as soul, which is you. And so it's like being connected with God, right? And so you don't need to have an announcement from God to know that you are loved. You don't need to give an announcement to God for God to know that you love God, right? The love is you being the love that you are. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to express it. You don't have to do anything. The love is simply the love that you are, the love that God is, the love that we're being is the love that is. And so when the mind wants the announcement, the encouragement, the recognition, the I'm being shown off, it's going into that template of soulmates. Yet, you know, this is not a soulmate connection because you are intuitively receiving those knowing beyond a soulmate connection. And so you can't have it both ways. You can't be interconnected to this person, yet really upset that he's pulling because you're sending addictive energy out when you have these expectations. And it could be subconscious, right? But that's the thing, is if you're not aligned with soul and you don't know and can feel when you're pushing and you're in mind, then you're not conscious, my love. You're in this place where you are giving your energy out and not pulling it back in so that you can stay balanced, so that your person can stay in your space. And so what does it look like to be in soul? It's just being present. It's being present in this here and now and looking at each interactions. And Elizabeth shares this so beautifully. When Elizabeth's person just came back in, she shared each present moment with her person. And if you can share how you shifted with that, love, because that's the inner shift.
Yeah.
What is that inner shift between I need my person, I want my person, to this place of where me and Elizabeth are both at, where we are so free from that addictive energy. We don't give an F. We are literally soul with our people. We don't have expectations. We don't have preferences. But if you can share, love, that shift that you use each time they came in as if it was your last.
So I don't know how it happened. I think my soul was just ready. I think I had been in the addictive energy so long because my addictive energy started way early. And my person, when we were separated, he had already told me we weren't together. And there was always, because my addictive energy was still high, it was always like, oh my gosh, I may never see him again. I may never talk to him again. And I was always waiting for the next text message or the next call. I would go to sleep with my phone. I would have my phone on me at all times. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And there came that time where I started focusing on myself, and my person slowly started asking me like, hey, did you want to come over to my apartment and watch a show with me? And I, of course, said yes. And I would go, and and I still remember it really clearly. I sat on his couch. And when I used to watch shows and movies with him, when I was in addictive energy, before separation, the addictive energy had already started. I would literally watch every show with him focused on mind and all of my fears. And I never even, I could not tell you the plot line or storylines to many movies we watched in our time living together prior to separation because I was so in mind. Well, this time I'm working on myself, and I remember telling myself, because the mind started acting up, thinking about, oh my God, he lives in his apartment. I wonder if any other women are coming. It started doing all the stories. And I told myself, he invited me over tonight. I could either sit and enjoy this movie with him right now and feel so grateful that he wants to spend this time with me, or I could worry about the past when he left, or I could worry about the future that may never come. And I said to myself, I'm going to choose right now. And I'm telling you, it was like the first time we watched a show and I actually watched the show. I was so freaking present in that time. And what happened? He kept calling me, hey, you want to come and watch another show with me? It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Will you come over and hang out with me again? And those invitations kept coming more and more. And I did the same thing every time from then on out. It was, I want to make sure that I am being in the sacred moment, because I know it might change tomorrow. And if it changes tomorrow, then I have just spoiled this time with him, this time that feels so amazing being next to him. And from then on out, he never left. It was from that point on.
And that's the shift, right? So the shift of, how do I go from addictive energy, I need my person, I want my person, to this place of, I'm whole, I'm complete, my person's here, and I just want to be present with him in this moment now, and that's enough. And that's the shift. And where does the shift, like, where does that happen from, right? From, I'm addictive energy, I only want my person and they complete me, to, I'm enough, I'm whole and complete, my person's here right now, and I'm just going to allow the mind to be still, because the mind's going 100 miles per hour in all of your experiences with your person, right? I want him, I need him, I want him, I need him. Oh, he's here. And I just have to be present. I just have to be present. And that's why it's so hard for a lot of people to make that internal shift.
It's the same thing. I want you guys to all feel this, because a lot of times, let's say your person comes back in, let's just say with a random text message or a GIF or a meme or just a hey. I want you guys to all feel this. To feel this, wow, my person's contacting me. I don't care how they're contacting me. I don't care what the message is. This is my energy, and this is a reflection of my energy. And I'm going to be in pure gratitude for this moment, because a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, I would have killed for this moment. And I'm not going to take this lightly and start analyzing the wheres, the whats, and hows of what they're doing. I'm just going to be so grateful that my energy is balanced enough that I got this message. But what happens instead is you magnetize your person back in some form. Let's say you get a message, hey, and the mind starts saying, well, why are they reaching out? Why are they doing this? Why did they do it this way? No, you just shifted your intention from you onto them and what they're thinking, doing, and feeling. Again, gratitude and being able to be present with what is coming in and not judge it. You're not judging how they're coming in. You're being in a place of gratitude for the present moment, because this is all we have. We only have this present moment. That is all we have in this connection. So when we talk about anything to do with like future, it is irrelevant. This connection takes place in the now moment. There is no future. It is now. And if you guys are going to hold on to a future that may never come, because it won't ever come, because everything happens in the now moment, you're missing out on now, on this sacred now. And everything you're creating from is coming from a place of mind instead of from soul.
And that's what I was saying about the shift. And that's the biggest shift that are happening for our clients, and including with me and Elizabeth. Like, when we made those inner shifts, when I was showing to the beautiful soul yesterday that we talked to, it's like your person comes in and then they might go, and then they come in and then they go a little bit, and they come in, they go a little bit, and then they come in, and they just stay. Like, where did that happen? Where did it go from they're coming in a little bit, to where they just stay? And in that space, it's not anything your person did different, because that's what the client on the call yesterday was so focused on. He's doing all this stuff, keeping me away from our union. All of this stuff is his fault, right? And there's no ownership of, that was me bringing him in. That was my energy. Holy moly, I'm so powerful. Wow, how do I duplicate that? Let me keep doing that, because that's what we were doing. And that's what we teach you guys. That's what we teach a lot of our clients that we help. That's why it's so impactful. Why is our 30-day detox so amazing? In the second day, their people reach out. years of never hearing from them. Why? Because you energetically shift into that space where we talked about, where it's about him, it's about him. Oh, it's about me. Whoa, it's about me. It's all about me. And they come in hot when it's all about you. And then you forget, and it's okay. You forget it's about you. Then you start looking to them, and that's why they go a little. But the inner shift is when you continue to just find, seek, and be you. I'm going to find me. I'm going to find me. I'm going to make this journey about me. And that's where all the labels gets removed. That's where you shift energetically in soul. That's where you learn how to align with soul. You shift energetically into the oneness, the being, the union that you are. That's the balancing work, my loves. The balancing work is balancing your energy back to you. And it's an energetic shift. And I'm talking to someone about this. When I'm talking about this with all of you guys, and the ones that are not ready, they're not going to hear it. And that's okay. Maybe they'll come back to this video and they will feel it. And then we'll shift through it. But in the beginning, it might go from one ear to the other. But what I'm getting you to is that shift between mind and soul. I want my person. I need my person. I am my person. I am the union, the oneness, the beer, the seeker, the observer of all. That is me. And in that space, my person finds me. And if I never forget that space energetically, my person will never be away from me. He'll never forget me because I'll never forget us. Not me and him, but us as the soul that we are. We are one shared soul. And no matter how you try to understand it through the labeling, through the logic, you will feel it intuitively. And that's what we teach you guys. We teach you how to align with soul, to maintain soul, and to balance soul so you can permanently be with your soul in the physical. And it comes the same waves for all twin flames. It's the divine truth. It just is. And so when you're questioning yourself, am I even in this journey? Well, find out. Really choose you this time. Like really go all in and choose you. Find you. Be with you. And that's the space where you are so magnetic. And you don't even care that your person's there. Because when you guys hear me and Elizabeth talk, we don't give an F. We really don't give an F. The union energy, when you're balanced in this union energy, it's the opposite of what the mind was seeking, right? Like you could actually feel it. If I'm really, really excited about him being here, maybe I shouldn't interact with him. If I'm really, really excited he's texting me, I think I'm going to text him later when I'm more neutral. That's when you're listening to the energy and you're balancing you instead of trying to balance your person. I want you guys to start to feel into your union instead of trying to find and seek union. Instead of trying to find, am I a twin flame? Let me just find me. And my twin flame is me. It becomes that way where you just know. And it's not logic. You just know. I feel, because you're intuitively tied to your person. And that's the whole purpose of the spiritual journey, is to awaken to you. We think it's this other body, it's this person that's so amazing. But really, your soul's trying to show you that this journey is about you and to shift deeper within you. So let go of the labels, let go of the expectations, let go of the preferences, and be with you. Truly be with you. It's a beautiful thing to be in this energy, love. It's so magnetic. We had a previous call where the client that we're talking to is like, my person's not going anywhere and everyone wants me. Like this beautiful goddess on the phone 2-3 years ago was in tears, dark night, super, super heavy. As soon as she started working with us, as soon as she started getting deep in her detox, as soon as she went so deep, her person came back. Her person hasn't left, and other people want her too. That's when I told her, you need to pull up our twin flame video where it says you get to choose. That's your moment right now. You get to choose. What do you want, my love? Do you want to be by yourself? Do you want your twin flame? That's what happens, love. When you start to balance more and more, Everyone wants you. And she's not even excited that her person wants her. She's not even excited that a soulmate wants her. She's not even excited about any of that stuff. All she's really focused on is being her best version of her. And that's why everybody wants her. You get to experience all of the being. And in the physical, everyone wants to be part of it. Soulmate, twin flame, friends and family, everyone wants to be part of that magnetic, soulful energy that is pure, pure love. That's what you all get to learn from meeting this other person in another body. You get to experience love. You get to experience God every day. And in that space, you keep seeing more of your twin flame and everyone that is closely tied to you. So a high-level soulmate, an amazing, wonderful people that are just like, wow, how did I manifest you? Well, it's because you're in that high vibration, my love. You are being in the highest vibration. So don't figure out all the labels. Be, and all the people that you are meant to be surrounded with will be in your space. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.